thing that we're doing. It's a hard thing. It's a new thing. And, I'd hope that you cheer us on. Milestone for future spaceflight. I think it's another step towards the stars.
Elon Musk is not your average tech billionaire. He's one of the most intriguing entrepreneurs in business today. The man behind PayPal is taking on the giants of the aerospace and motor industries, along with the oil corporations, the energy utility companies, and winning.
Elon Musk is a visionary, someone who comes along perhaps once a century, who is actually changing the way we function and the way we look at the world.
Back then, people were still afraid to buy books online, so putting together a financial services suite on the internet was a rather revolutionary idea, and that company turned out to be PayPal, the online payment service.
It's one thing to run a company that's worth $1 billion. Elon Musk has 4.
My personal ideology is kind of split right now between trying to be helpful on Earth-related stuff, which is sustainable energy, and then trying to advance space technology so we can establish a self-sustaining city on Mars.
From AI to disrupting the car industry to solar city. I mean, how many other people can say, I have my own rocket company? Not many.
In terms of space, Elon's completely changed how we think about everything.
When you look at what SpaceX has done with their reusable rockets, we are seeing science fiction of the 1950s coming to life. Rockets land as they always were meant to do.
It's really trying to land on a postage stamp there.
Astonishingly difficult, so Mars does beckon.
I am very convinced this is going to happen in my lifetime.
You look at Tesla alone, it's changed the way that automobiles will be forever in the future.
He's truly broken down the wall that was impossible to break. And now we're in a situation where all of the big car companies are switching massively to electric cars. And that is a revolution done by one man.
He's almost like a real-life Iron Man in what he's doing.
There's a lot more that will happen before his story is over, so I think we just get to watch and be excited and see what comes next.
A lot of people think that successful entrepreneurs or just happen to be in the right place at the right time with the right product or right service. That's untrue. Why are they not content with 25 million when they sell the first company, then go into a second company for another 50 million, or a third company where they fail and go into another one? Serial entrepreneurs are driven. They're psychologically driven, and it's usually to do with something in their childhood.
Elon Reeve Musk was born in Pretoria in 1971, the son of a Canadian mother and South African father.
Elon grew up in South Africa, and he had a very unfettered upbringing. He has said that, he was raised basically by books and occasionally nannies. His mother and father have 2 other kids. There he has a younger brother and sister, Kimball and Tosca. But it seemed like Elon didn't have a lot of adult supervision. He said that he was basically out there building explosives and learning about conduction with very little supervision.
He had a passion for engineering and obviously physics and the sciences as well.
Musk attended Waterkloof Primary School, and after his parents divorced, 9-year-old Elon went to live with his father.
Elon, at one stage in his childhood, after his parents divorced, says that he felt sorry for his dad living by himself, so he opted to go and live with his dad. That he later called a huge mistake.
He's been on record saying he didn't have a great relationship with his father.
He's notably said some really, really hard things about his dad. It sounds like it was a really awful situation.
His father was an engineer, and Elon says that a lot of his engineering now came from his father, and his father had some issues, according to Elon, but what he did have was a very incisive engineering background.
As disturbing as Elon's relationship with his dad seemed to be, Elon's relationship with his mother appears to be very good and went from strength to strength.
I think his mother is probably the ultimate optimist. She's lovely. She's really something. Open the New York Times, there's May. It's great.
I've been modeling for 50 years. So you just have to just keep on going and be nice and available and be surprised when you suddenly become mother of the bride and then grandmother.
Elon's mum has been very supportive of him over the years. She's constantly outspoken on Twitter telling us all the wonders of Elon, and she's clearly very proud of him.
Mae Musk is an incredible woman. At something like 69, she's called an it girl by Vanity Fair. She's an in-demand model who's doing campaigns for big major brands all over the world. She's one of the most glamorous older women you will ever see. Despite the fact that Elon says he tried repeatedly again and again and again to try and repair his relationship with his father, at this stage he's just given up because he doesn't believe his dad is capable of change. He's talked openly about how as a child he spent a lot of time alone. He says he can still remember the sound of an empty house, footsteps far off in the distance, and he never ever wanted that again.
My own view is the really stellar entrepreneurs, their life experiences, particularly in childhood, are the determinant of their success later on. If you look at their early childhood experiences, you will find a number of adverse events, substantial adverse events, like school bullying or being rejected. So these events drive you. You now need to prove something. You want to gain control of a world, again, you didn't have control of when you were younger.